Good evening, my one person. Hey, Chris, how you doing? I didn't get this in. I gotta get this in before everybody goes live tonight, because there's people that have their own lives or own. I can't talk now. This will be a short one. They have their lives tonight, and I don't want to step on them. So, uh, hey, my Dundee, good morning. I guess the Daily On. I got the Daily On in the house. Man, you put it out there and people show up anyway. All right. Lucifer, Raceway, how we doing? I loved your video the other day there with Shane Hughes. That was pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I was gonna see how many people show up here real quick. Yeah. It's been a frustrating week, guys. So that's why this series is getting put out this time. This is not for the faint of heart. Episode 3 is not for the faint of heart. Yeah, you look like you guys did. Actually, this is my summer one. My winter one's over here in this pile over here. Believe it or not, in the background, the place is a mess, and I had this room all cleaned up. I lost my marbles for the week, and it was clean this morning. Damn it. But yeah, had to wear something different. I gave myself a haircut yesterday. It was kind of crazy. Well, we already got 10 people here. Wow. Not seeing everybody, but cool. For those of you who are not in here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am glad you're here. So we've been talking about, I'm sure some people have followed me on Facebook and Instagram, and I tried to retire from that. I apologize for that. That day I was in a bad mood, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. I already don't feed my dogs kibble anymore. I feed them regular dog food that we've made in our own. We prep it every week. Well, my wife preps it. We'll just say that. My wife deserves all the credit. So she preps it, and then we put it all in bowls, and then I give them out through the week when she's gone. So I found some drastic improvement. Negan has the most problems with what they call allergies, I guess is what I don't think they're allergies, but that's what they call them. So anyway, he has not been scratching himself where he's raw anymore. His wounds are healing up. His hair's starting to grow back, and this is all in a week, guys. But that's what got me on, was that Wednesday or Tuesday or whatever it was. I lost my marble because, I got my information from one of those sites, but I didn't do it on Facebook. And man, it just hammers. Even this morning I looked at Facebook for a little while. I was on there for a little while. I saw it 4 times. 4 times in like 10-minute period of time. I was like, are you kidding me? You just want to be left alone. And, show how much privacy you really get in your world. So, not too many comments going on there. But anyway, my dogs are doing healthy. So I'm pretty happy about that. We're actually babysitting 2 other dogs. So we have 6 dogs and 1 cat in this house right now. One's a golden retriever puppy. I told his owner he doesn't get him back. And he says, that's 30 days, not 3 days. And I'm like, well... I never was. When Facebook first came out, my wife and everybody jumped on board. And my opinion was always... I don't have any reason to know anything about anybody going on out there. And then she kind of talked to me over a couple of months, and then I finally got one just to see how my old high school and grade school mates were doing. And I did pick up some friends, but we never talked. Nobody ever talked. And I was like, what do I need these people in my lives? They were a part of my life. I won't mistake that. They've helped groom you the way you go, by the friendships or contacts you have throughout your life. But we're not. It's not part of. I'm not part of their life. They're not part of my life anymore. So things change. Anyway, so I tried to just put that off. Oh, there's Shane. How you doing? And David. All right. This was a quick one. I didn't even let anybody know. I just wanted to get one out before um, Joe and Jen get one out, and yeah, metal gets one out. So anyway, on with the story. So this week I was working on the Oldsmobile. I was putting on some parts and stuff, and I was filming it. Everything was going well, and then to the day, well, it was yesterday. It did not go well. I'll give you an idea. This is the Oldsmobile now. uh, so some glue ran down the sides on a rear bumper that had fallen off. The camera keeps barely catching out. Is that wrong? So I have been stripping it down with rubbing alcohol all day and using an X-Acto knife to kind of get the edges. And is it buffering on you guys' side? Yeah, I got glue all over it. Anyway, I was going to go buy another one tomorrow. I still got the hood, but the problem was I took the glass out and I decided to try and wash the. This is where a dumb thing happened. Went to wash the glass, or I'm sorry, I tried to spray paint it again to buffer up. I sanded down the areas and tried to go back over it, but it was kind of a candy red color, so very hard to pull off. Matter of fact, I even talked to Shotgun Dave about it. He goes, "Yeah, good luck." So he says, "Yeah, it's very hard to pull that off whenever you put a scratch or something into it." But I was attempting to do it anyway. So what I did is I taped all the windows up and everything. Well, I thought I had. I taped the back window first across the top on the outside. And I taped it on the inside, went all the way around the windows. Well, when I went to spray paint, I didn't think about the front windshield because all I saw was blue. Yeah, I started spraying the car just over that area. It was mainly the top of the car that was a problem. Fixing some scratches and everything along the way. So I painted the glass. I put it in rubbing alcohol. I've been scrubbing on it. It was coming, well, it was getting there. Then the damn thing snapped in half. So, what do you do? I'm now going to make this some kind of a bomber class. Well, I might start this one over and spray paint it. But I'll still have to get the other model so I can get the glass back. Unless I can find it, because I actually threw it in the trash. My trash is full. It's only two pieces. Maybe I can glue it back together and put like a pinstripe down the windshield or something. I don't know. Make up for it. Put y'all suggestions. But so step 3. Take your time. The biggest problem with my chipping of the paint was I did not sand down between coats. And you really should. And I didn't have the sandpaper. I do now. I've got quite a bit. Actually, I got some hanging up there on the back wall. Matter of fact, you can see it right there. And then I got some right here that I opened up. So I could sand it down, do a wet sand on it. Just to get all the burrs and everything off and have the layer for a paint to adhere to the layer you had underneath it. I've known that, but I thought I could get away with it. And, a model sitting on a shelf, I would have. But when I put it on the track, I had it running around. It was actually doing pretty good. Except for the bridge. When it came around the corner, it would sideswipe sideways and smack into that bridge. That's how I lost the rear bumper in the first place. And so the bridge is going to have to move. But I also had a wing on the back, and it tore the paint all the way across the back up here. It tore it all off. Then I couldn't find the wing. Well, I finally found the wing and its paint that took with it. And anyway, so we stripped it down. Now what I'm going to do is go back over this car, and I'm going to sand between coats. I'm also going to give a lot longer drying time. I also didn't think about the fact that I'm in a basement, and humidity plays an effect on paint. There's a lot of moisture down here. So what happens is it won't dry as quickly on the inside of the paint as it does on the outside. So you think it's good to go, and you go, boom, I'm going to fire another coat on there. Well, now you're just making it even harder for it to dry. So that won't happen again. So series episode 3 is basically, yeah, see, this didn't happen. It's weather. Freezing. It is a learning curve. I know a lot of you guys know this already, and I knew it from modeling, but, I could always put a model on a shelf, and I'm good to go. I wasn't thinking slot car terms when I was painting. Hi, Bryce. How you doing? Yeah, it kept freezing up, didn't it? It's not weather. Unless you want to call that a deep, dark night when it would buffer out. So that is the episode 3. That's why this one will be kind of short, because I told you I'd show you my mistakes along the way. The other one, I will not touch. This car's not going on the track. It's not even all the way together yet. But as you've seen my duster. I did a fairly good job. The top thing here's a little off, just a hair on the driver's side, but it turned out all right. I still got to put the headlights in it. Now, that was where my other problem lied. I went to put headlights in the Oldsmobile and found that it's very hard to wire when you got that body, the interior body sitting in there. I left the wires long intentionally, but then I had them too long, so I didn't have any room to put them. So you start trying to roll them up in there just so they can just fit. It doesn't work that way. It puts pressure on all the other parts that are sticking onto the car, and they pop off, and that's it. And the biggest issue I had right off the bat was the rear wing and the 2 side mirrors on my car. The problem is when they broke off, they took paint with them. I will not put mirrors back on that car when I put it back together. Even though I have them. I don't have them for the Dodge Demon. I don't think I need them. I'll be able to see. Why does it keep doing that? Is there not enough light or something? I think there's enough light. Does that help any? Yeah, I have some. I need to buy some white ones. I would like to find some chrome ones. Yeah, it is. Here. We have what's left of the car. So, the headlights are in there. Let me take the body off. And right now I've got it kind of taped down how I want it, because I had rear lights, which are going right here, so they'll shine up the lenses. And then the front lights are actually glued into the holes. And believe it or not, it was going to be a cool effect. So anyway, I trimmed them down. I got still trim these down now that I trimmed them down 1 layer. And then I got to get it all to lay under here where when I put the body back on, or the interior back on, it's not pinching those down too hard, or making the body rise up, because then your car won't sit right. It's a learning curve. But I'd said this was a beginning series from a beginner's point of view. So, I'm not planning to do anything to the interior because it's fine. Still got the rear bumper. Let's keep it right. I'm keeping everything together. I may still buy another model because it's an Oldsmobile. Why not? But I do have 2 more of them coming in already, so that's going to make it kind of a tricky thing. Why does it keep buffering out, guys? I'm sorry. Let me see here. Yeah, let me put that up there. Show. It's not showing. I don't know why it's not. It's buffering really bad. I had my Xbox on. Maybe I got too much signal being pulled. I was in the middle of a video game a little while ago. Taking a break from everything. Let me see here. Yeah, it says it here. Yeah, and I've seen that because that's actually something I was looking at when I was reminding myself how to paint. Oh, check the swing by pressing. Okay. See, I didn't do that. I just checked it for coloring. That's what I was using it for. So yeah, that's a great, excellent tip. I didn't think about that. And I don't talk to my dad enough to ask him questions about things. Matter of fact, I haven't talked to him about this at all. Um, Dave told me to put in some rubbing alcohol, and I have some 99%. Well, I had some 99%. It's pretty much gone now. It barely reached over the top of the car, so I was able to soak it for a while and then come back and start rubbing it down. Did have to take my fingernail and get some of it off. I took a flat X-Acto knife. Don't ever use your normal, unless you're really good with it. Yeah, I decided not to pull the. You know, I wanted more than anything. I wanted front headlights. That was just all it was. And I think of Carrera and all those, and I go, oh, I'll put rear tail lights in it. Shane's done it a couple times on his cars, and it looks really good. So, yeah, I thought it would be simple enough. I've got plenty of lights, 3mm, 5mm. Anyway, yeah, I don't think that was the problem, other than it did push out some other things besides the bumper. The bumper was already off on the back, but it started pressing up on the front one, and then it popped off while trying to get the lights underneath the and that's when I had a hissy fit, and I almost chucked the thing against the wall. I try to talk to him, Chris. He's very involved with the church, and he's retired from the Navy, so they keep him pretty busy. He's busier now than he was when he was working. It's sad. I usually get maybe a 2-minute conversation with him when he has 2 minutes. So, not that I'm knocking the church, and I'm glad he's got things to do. But, you'd think it'd be a bonding thing with your son, but I guess because I left him when I was a teenager on it, he's paying me back, right? So, I've seen that done. I don't know anything about using one, or as a drying cabinet. I don't have a food dehydrator, so that would be another expense. I got an oven. Would that work? Or a toaster oven? I'll heat it up, and then it'll come out deformed. And we'll call it the Toxic Avenger car. And I'll paint it tan. Hey, and have a lip hanging down on the front. How's that? My dad's got a lot of tips. Tell him you'll talk to the Army guy. Yeah, that's what it is. He was Navy, I was Army. He's not going to talk to me. Damn squids. But, oh, that was a big thing because one of my history teacher in high school was a Marine, former Marine, and yeah, my dad had things. They were going back and forth for a long time. It was funny as hell. Ted, how you doing? Tad won't appreciate, but he might know what I'm talking about. Dad, that's the Oldsmobile. Look, it's on fire. West Focus for the cigarettes going right up through it. So, back to the drawing board. If I buy the other model, I may just use that one. I just got this cleaned down. It didn't. I thought it'd come out all the way white, but man, I scrubbed it, and there's still some edges. I probably still need to hit right here because it's still a little thick. But like I said, you'd use it. Have it sitting over here. I've been using this blade. Get it on there. So I don't. It's more of a flat blade, so I can kind of get in there and bring it in. I just pull gently across because I don't want to scar the plastic. Most of you guys know what I'm talking about here. But for those of you who are just following me on the series, trying to learn how to do all this at once. Yeah, you want to go gently with the blade into the curves because you're going to have those curves, but you don't want to start slicing into them because when you go to paint them, you'll pick up on them really quick. Oh, the holidays are merry. That's right. That's right. See, I'm scared to have this demon sitting down in front of me. I'm actually working on some pedestals for him. I got one in the other room painted for the demon. And then I gotta get a lettering. Yeah, what's that called? You know what I'm talking about. Where you paint over it, paint the lettering onto the side. I want to put demon on the side of it, and I painted it purple. So the purple and green should go together, and we'll have the green demon in it. Um, hey, Brads. All right. B-Rads, actually. I always say Brads because his name's Brad. uh, yeah, so of course, Tad's been talking to me here lately. See, I really love doing these cars. I'm actually having a blast with it until that. Um, he's been showing me a couple of pickup trucks that might be coming available. I'm like, ooh, that's one thing me and Tad agree on is our pickup truck. I almost said Ford pickup trucks, didn't I? I was thinking it was Ford that he gave out to. Damn it! I just watched the video. Again, that wasn't planned to be a conversation, so I'm not good when I do that. But yeah, did you say, oh, you had my Fords? No, no, Chevys. Oh, my wife was trying to call me. She's upstairs making me my favorite dinner. I'm guessing she's calling me to tell me that it's probably ready to go, but I'll be up there in a minute. So episode 3, like I said, short. When you make a mistake, it's because sometimes you go too fast. I'll admit it. I was going fast. As a matter of fact, I put that demon together, but I actually sanded the demon. Now I'm just making sure it's dry. So I'm not going to try and put it on a track for, I'll probably give it a week. That's probably more than enough. I need to probably take it upstairs where there's not as much moisture. But they usually sit. I mean, when I paint them, they're sitting I got the fan going out the window. The window's open. They dry pretty quick on the outside. That's all I'm going to tell you. And I actually just put it on this pedestal. I had that Chevy Nomad sitting on it. I was going to strip it down and redo it for one my dad sent me a couple weeks ago. Yeah, exactly. Shit does happen. So I was pretty hostile yesterday about it. We had a family reunion, came home, and that's when I was working on this a little bit more. And that's when all the glue went down. Actually, it was the passenger side. It went all the way down the sides right here. I was mad as hell. And then, I was like, all right, I'll skip by it. Momo's going to see it because it's going to be driving on my track and it'll be sitting this way. It's going to be going that way anyway. So you're never going to see the other side. Although I'd know it's there and that would bother the shit out of me. But anyway, you've had to share them too. I know I'm not the only one that has that happen. But yeah, so I decided to take a nap because I was kind of sleepy yesterday afternoon. I slept till 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, damn it. But when I get mad like that, I get really tired. So I was ready to just crush the car. I was like, yep. I thought I was good at something for a change, and yeah, I end up screwing up. I think I'm still good at it. It's just, So guys, just remember, those of you who are starting this, you will make mistakes. You will have failures. You will have frustrations. Can't see it from my house. Yeah, but let me see here. Trying to remove that now. There we go. New comment. There we go. So remember, guys, anybody who's doing this new, take your time. I was trying to do it as a quick series because I kind of had an idea how to paint and this, that, and the other, so I was doing it that way. But I didn't have all the necessary tools when I started the project, so I kind of shortcutted. And no, I'm not the only one that tries to do that. So, exactly. Learn from it and move on, Ted. Guys, yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. So the series is not over. I will come back to show those video clips of the things I was doing. And I'll go ahead and add some of this back in to show how it turned out after that. Whether I keep this model or I go with a new one because I really want the windshield to be a solid piece. I have the back window, it's fine. But anyway, so that's all I got for today. Making sure I didn't miss anybody's conversation here. Tad kind of took over when he got in here. Let's see here. What's painting? I'm still working on my Merry Christmas stuff, guys. It's coming about. Because when I wasn't working on the car, I was working on some other things. Um, Actually motivated the other night to do some fix my Trek that had fallen in. The only problem was he was wanting to see a car run, and I was okay with that. And I walked in there and I said, I can't put it back up without doing it the right way. So I framed it up this time. So he didn't get to see it for a while. Well, actually, he never got to see it. So I framed it up and got it right this last time. So that problem wouldn't happen again. And so it took me a little while, but yeah, he motivated me to because I was trying to show him the car. It was a Revo slot that we had talked about, some modifications on, and I happened to have some quick slicks that actually fit on the tires, but they weren't the right ones anyway. Because when I drove it around the track, that's why I never got to see it. It was only riding on the outside edges of the wheel, and they were silicone, so it didn't improve the car any. Well, I take that back. It did. I did put some weight in it. I found the best place to put the weight was basically right over the motor, so it didn't swing as much, but it did swing. So Then I put some magnets in it, and that was right over the motor was right where it needed to be for all of it. If I put it too far forward, it still went haywire on me. Let's see here what we got. What did Brad say here? Yeah, this is 1,000 grit paper right here. That's for fine detailing. You can get 400 or 5, or is it 400, 500, or 400, 600? I forget which it is. I went with the fine detail because, well, at the time I was pretty much finishing up the project and I was getting ready to start that Demon. So, I picked it all up. I did use it on the Demon. That's why I showed it earlier. Like a half sheet sitting around here somewhere. There's another folded one over there. I type slow. I don't do anything slow. That's my problem. That's why my fat fingers get in the way and I send off the wrong message. You don't run everybody off. We're up to 14. This was an impromptu. Nobody knew I was going to do it. I was trying to get it in before dinner because I was like, I can't show the other episode and not show what happened before that was able to be finished. So I just wanted to bring it back up, and we'll know more tonight. I'm going to try and reprimer it, and we'll see how bad the paint looks at that point. If there's any edges or something like that, I'm going to do a light coat on it just so I can see if anything's protruding out. I'm sure there'll be something here or something there. I mean, I'm talking about major flaw. I was hoping it'd go all the way white, but I even took it upstairs, scrubbed it down with dish Dawn soap, and after basically 99.9% alcohol, I need to buy more. So if that happens again, I'm ready to go. So there's a tool for you. Oh, yeah, so 1,200 and 2,000. Now you see, I was talking to my ABC guy. He said 1,000 would be all I'd need, and I was telling him what I was doing. 2,000, I think 3,000 wet paper. Damn. Well, that'd be even finer detail though. This is 1,000. I mean, it don't look much at all. I can't even imagine 3,000 would be like a slick piece of paper, wouldn't it? Oh, and still need to buff with a rubbing compound. See, I don't remember ever doing that with model cars. Of course, I'm not doing the show cars. I was just doing a model car, just like I showed you with the cars to begin with. Had the basic paint job. It might be shiny or whatever, but it's always Christmas here. That's my clock. So anyway, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get off here because my wife keeps trying to call me, which means dinner's ready. I will be back again. I'll let you guys know more later in the week, or at least next week. We'll make a series, episode 4 of I Built My Own Slot Car, and we'll see what we can go from there. But like I said, I wanted to show my mistakes, and yeah, just didn't want to show you when I was angry. So, y'all have a good afternoon. It is Labor Day. I hope all of you guys are out there enjoying, maybe cooking out, grilling out. Mine's not, because mine's being cooked on the stove, and it's one of my favorites. So, yeah, that's it. Talk to you all later. Let's see if it'll end right away.